apocalyptic. Come on. Yeah. Hi, Lizzy.
How you doing, darling?
Doing good. Singing along to Apocalypse. You're a naughty girl. You know, I had my suspicions whenever I get off on you, and I was like, well, you know, maybe that's just wordplay. This is a naughty song, huh?
Yeah, much to my little brother's chagrin.
You guys have been playing together since you were little kids, right? Playing music together with RJ?
Yeah, we've literally been Halestorm for 18 years now. We did the math the other day. We're like, oh my gosh, seriously, we're still doing.
What were your songs about when you first started off as Halestorm? Like unicorns and maybe having a crush on a guy or something?
It definitely wasn't apocalyptic,
Yeah.
or I get off. But I will tell you that the only time that I was ever called into the principal's office was for peddling my own cassette tape to my friends in the hallway, and my principal was like diehard, you know, Christian right. So he's like, well, where's Jesus in these songs? I'm like, I don't know, man, but I'm not cursing or anything. Like,
Right.
What's going on?
You should have told him, hey, I have these lyrics about leaving scratch marks up and down some dude's back. You want me to start selling those, Bister?
If only he could see me now. He'd be so proud.
Well, we are so excited to have you back. You know, we've had you at some of our events before. The crowds are always so into it, and everybody loves you. So this Friday, you're going to be opening the show for Rob Zombie.
Woohoo.
And
so excited.
We were reading, it's a Revolver
Yes, Revolver.
cover.
25 hottest chicks in hard rock.
Hey, does that bother you at all, Lizzy, when they do the hot angle, you know, where it's like, well, let's rate the hottest chicks? Because some girls would be like, well, you would say, hey, you don't do that with guy. You don't have unless you're Tiger Beat, if that's still a negative. Yeah, right? Does that bother you at all that you're on the list of hottest metal or hottest hard rock chicks?
You know, I think it's a personal preference, and for me personally, I've never I've never really had a problem with the sex and rock and roll thing. It's been going on forever, and I think that they kind of go hand in hand. So it really doesn't bother me. But to me, it is kind of funny how I think what's it been like 3 times in a row? I'm probably the only one that's fully clothed in that article. So I think that's kind of funny that, you know, that I've been on the cover of that for a couple of times, and I don't necessarily have, you know, double D's to whip out whenever I want to. So to me, I don't know. To me, it's cool, and for my own mind, as long as you got something to back it up and you're actually doing some stuff with your life besides, you know, taking off your clothes for magazines, I think that's cool. You know, I do know a lot of girls that are very, very against, you know, that. I think it's a balance, and that's, you know, your personal thing.
Well, you know, it would be one thing, you know, I don't want to be objectified, but then if you see them on stage and it's like they're 5/8 of the way naked already on stage, it's kind of a contradiction a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, and also it's like, you can go on stage regardless of whether you take your clothes off or not. If you can go on stage and own it and actually play and actually sing, and that's cool, man. It's your own prerogative. That's your outlet. So it's sure.
I think RJ could show a little more skin on stage, though.
I agree.
Oh, I have to tell you. So he's gotten approached, you know, a couple times now, just on the last tour, because, you know, not many people, you know. Again, even though we've been a band for 18 years, we're kind of just now kind of breaking into everything. So not many people know that he and I are brother and sister. So he got this the other day. This guy comes up to him in one of the other bands. He's like, so, bro, you know, after a couple beers, he's like, so what's it like looking at that ass, like, every night?
Awkward.
And RJ turns to the guy. He's like, dude, that's my sister. He's like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. But it was pretty funny. I'm like, oh, geez.
If the guy was from Alabama, he'd have said, "My question stands, dude."
Yeah, but still
Emily is and I didn't know this term until she told me about it. A lesbian,
a very proud lesbian.
Yeah, she is a big time
awesome.
lesbian, and those are like your Swifties, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my Swifties.
Yeah, right.
Or Swifters, you know, those brooms, they're very helpful around the kitchen.
Those are Swift Jets, yeah.
Yeah, Swift Jets. Yeah, that's when you're a fan of Taylor Swift and Joan Jett. You know, you can't really decide.
That's right. You're a Swift Jet.
But yeah, no, it's cool. They did that on their own. The first time I ever saw that was on a sign in New York City. We were playing a show, and these kids, you know, brought a sign to the show. Said, you know, I'm a hardcore lesbian, and I'm like, oh, that's adorable. And then it kind of like snowballed after that. I love it. I think it's great.
That's awesome.
Do fans ever show you like tattoos, band tattoos that they've had done? Have you had that experience? Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
I do have a Halestorm tattoo.
What is describe for Lizzy, Emily, your Halestorm tattoo?
It is the Halestorm logo with the break-in above it.
Oh, okay.
From the
Oh,
album.
that's so cool.
Yes. I'm a little
You know,
obsessed, Lizzy.
I love it because, you know, like we were saying before, you know, started this band when I was 13, and you write silly songs and you do things for you, and you know, music has always been my outlet for therapy and rebellion. So like just the fact that other people like you want to get lyrics on your skin permanently.
Yes. It's just, they're so meaningful, you know.
It's super cool. It's very humbling, and I appreciate that. That's so cool.
Have you ever had the thing where somebody wants you to sign their arm and what they're going to do?
Tattoo it.
Right. They're going to go immediately.
I should do that.
That's what I actually want to do when you come here to El Paso.
Oh, my God. Emily.
Have you ever
If
had
you would be
that,
willing to do that.
before?
I will tell you, I've gotten that a lot, and always want to make it pretty. Sometimes my scribble is more legible than others. But that's awesome, and I will totally do that for you, darling. I'll get a really good start.
Tattoo.
You just made him a day.
Can we,
I'll make sure I get a really sharp
She's gonna
start.
cry.
I might.
Intern Emily, can we turn it into a game where we get a wheel with different body parts and we spin the wheel,
Oh,
and
my
whichever body part it
Lizzy
lands
can
on?
do whatever she wants to
And then
do.
you have to do it there.
You have to do it there. So if it's like upper lip, you got to put it on your upper
Oh,
lip.
it's gonna happen.
Well, you know, I haven't seen the Lizzy mustache yet, so we'll see.
We'll see about that.
Lizzy Hale and her brother
It'd be very
RJ.
unique.
Lizzy and RJ are going to be in town on Friday for the Downtown Street Festival. Do you? Does it ever matter? Like if you're outside at some place and it's just a scorcher, does it? Do you take that into effect when you're picking out your wardrobe for the night? Did you take that into account when you're picking out your wardrobe for the evening? It's like, God, it's going to be so freaking hot. I think, you know, maybe I'm going to go a little skimpy.
You know, I never used to. You know, I used to like still go out and actually it's funny. I just did this last tour, and I think that's going to be the last time I do it. But I used to like still go out in like the leather jacket. You know, just because, like, well, screw it. It's cool. I mean, you know, at least I feel cool. It's not actually cool, but yeah, it's like, and then there'll be like moments during the set where it's kind of like the ending of like a Bugs Bunny cartoon, you know, where everything is just kind of like is going dark. It's like, oh, okay, oxygen in, oxygen. Okay, and we're back. Sleep. Don't pass out. So it depends, you know, and it might be more of a leather vest than a leather jacket. Maybe it would be leather shorts rather than leather pants. You know,
we were talking
Maybe a
about
skirt.
who we feel bad. Who I wonder how is Rob.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Rob with the dreadlocks and the beard, God, he's going to be burning up there, man.
Right? And you know, that is a huge reason why I've never done the dreadlocks thing, because it's like you're touring, you're even regardless of the weather, it's always hot on stage. So
Yeah.
it's, you know, those things flying in your face, and you know, just you're sweating your butt off already. So it's yeah, I feel for the guy, but he looks cool, and that's the thing.
Well, I guess that's paramount is you got to look cool while you're doing it. So
'Cause you're a rock
you know,
star, baby.
You could go out there in a t-shirt and like cut off jeans, but that's not very rock and roll.
Yeah.
Hey, and I love Rob Zombie. He's truly he's a stylish dude on and off stage. You know, it's really cool to see, you know, a dude paying attention to that in this day and age. Now we're talking about we were talking about the sexiest girls in rock. It's like, you know, it's cool to see guys like caring about their rears.
Yeah, Rob's a real metrosexual.
Yeah.
We were reading, or actually Emily was telling me, they asked you about alcohol, and when it came to tequila, you said that tequila has an effect on you.
Yes, it does. There are many, I guess it is true that different liquors affect your brain differently. Tequila, it used to be, usually is always my liquor of choice go-to. But as of lately, I've noticed that a couple things happen. I end up trying to crawl into somebody else's bunk, regardless of whether there's actually somebody in there. It could be what we call the junk bunk, which is just where all of our stuff is. And that's when you come to, and everyone around you is like, "What are you doing?" And usually the reasoning is because I'm looking for my pants in a state of unconsciousness, which I have hidden from myself. There was one time that it was literally in the fridge. I don't know why. And then there was another time that it was actually underneath a bunk mattress, I guess for safekeeping. We're not quite sure why I put them there. But I mean, the legend of tequila is true. You do lose your pants, so be careful.
Hey, Lizzy's drinking tequila. I'm going to go hang out in the junk bunk.
Yeah.
See when this party gets started.
Bunk roulette, yeah.
All right. We'll. I don't know if it's on the rider, but I'm sure somebody listening is going to provide us with a nice premium bottle of tequila.
I'm sure they will.
It is El Paso.
I was going to say it is El Paso. You probably can find that.
All right. Listen, we got a great lineup the entire weekend, but Halestorm is going to go on before. I think this is the way it's going to go. Halestorm goes on, then we do the fireworks display.
Correct.
And then Rob Zombie on Friday.
That is super cool.
Yeah, and then Weezer. Weezer never it's changing gears a little bit, but Weezer's going to perform for the first time in El Paso ever on Saturday. So
that's so cool.
Yeah,
I love Weezer.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different style than yours, and a different style from Rob. But I love me some Weezer, man.
Me too.
So, Lizzy, thank you. Take it easy on the tequila until Friday, and then after you're off stage, you can just turn it loose.
Taste myself.
That's right. All right. Thank you, Lizzy, for calling in today. We'll see you on Friday.
Anytime, guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye. There you go. It's Lizzy Hale
She's so
from
sweet.
Halestorm.
She is.
Super sweet.